Zero Degrees Art Gallery in Marquette shows off various mediums of art. This morning, Ansley Watson is there to tell us more about what they have and what they do for the community. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. This art gallery is located on 3rd Street, and there's so much to see in here, from jewelry to sculptures to pottery. It's all made by local artists. Now, they started back in 2010, and they stay open year-round. So we'll get to talk more about what they do and what all you can see in here in a little bit. Stay with us. Reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
All right, thank you very much, Ansley. Looking forward to seeing more of what they have. We're checking out the variety of art to be found at Zero Degree Art Gallery. Ansley Watson is there this morning to tell us more about what they have. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. There is so much on display here. I'm here with the chairman on the board is Connie Hedmark. Good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. So Zero Degrees Artist Gallery,
Right.
What's the name behind that? Where did that come from?
We've been here 5 years now, a little over 5 years, and the name was originated by the fact that none of the artists who started this had an artistic degree. They didn't have a degree in art, and so it was 0 degrees. And we've grown, and we're now 38 members. And this is a cooperative gallery, so every member that has their work here also works here.
Okay, so they take shifts, correct?
Correct, yes. We all work shifts and pay some rent, but we all have our artistic work here. And there's just such a wide variety of beautiful things here.
Yeah, we're standing next to your art, and talk to me a little bit about what you do.
I do lapidary and silversmithing work. I am a retired physician and decided to get into doing jewelry and lapidary work, and it's just been so much fun learning how to create, and I love the stones, and that's been just a part of me that I didn't even know existed.
Right. When people walk in here, kind of describe to me what people would see.
There is all sorts of different art, beautiful paintings, watercolor oils, photography, a lot of ceramics, different kinds of jewelry. There's something for everyone. We have cards to bigger pieces. There's fiber work, some really unique sculptures from different kinds of metals. There's wood. 2 different artists do wood turning. Another artist does wood carving of birds. So there's just so many different types of art. And it makes wonderful gifts, and you know that what you're getting is right from here.
Right. And how do artists bring their stuff here? I know there's a process, correct?
Right. All the work is juried in, and once a month we have a jury committee that meets, and anyone who's applying brings their work in, and then that goes through the jury committee, and if it's accepted, then their work is brought in and displayed, and then from that point they work the shifts, and they're part of the fold.
I know every artist has a story here, correct? I mean, you're saying earlier that not everybody had a degree in art. How did most people come to find their artistic abilities and come here?
It varies so much. Now there are a few people that have art backgrounds, but there are some people that have had major life-changing events, a cancer, change of job where they couldn't continue working the way they had been, and they have found this artistic part of them, and it's been a wonderful thing for them to be able to blossom in a new way.
Yeah. So in a little bit, we'll get to talk about all the good things that you guys do here. Not only do you show off and display your amazing art, but you actually give back to the community as well.
Correct.
So in a little bit, we'll get to showcase that. Stay with us. Reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
Thanks, Ansley. Well, as you start up the day, I can hear the rain
This
here.
morning we get to explore just a little bit more inside of the Zero Degrees Art Gallery. Ansley Watson is telling us more about it and how everything looks there. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Sam. You know, every artist has their story. So this morning we are here with an artist, Earl Sinchuk. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
So, I mean, we're standing in front of so much here. Talk to me about what you do and what your art is.
Most of what I do is metal art these days, and I incorporate a lot of concrete in with that. So a lot of people know me from my trees that I do, like next to the post office.
Yeah.
That's one of the trees and stuff. And I have all these different displays that I put on them. So I'm constantly trying to think of new fixtures that I can add to the ends of the branches and stuff. Each branch has a pin post, and on that goes this contraption that will hold tumbleweeds, pine boughs, pots of flowers, and there's plumbing systems that run up inside of the trees, and then they water all the plants automatically.
That's so neat. I know later we'll get to talk about your tree. That's the most popular one. I think people would recognize the one outside the post office.
Sure.
There's stories behind each one of these sculptures. Point one out and let's talk about it here.
Well, I like to do art with a message, like this piece here. You see this like tornado-like structure here, and the lips actually go back from the lips into this. So this is a lost soul as a result of global warming. So you can see how global warming is spreading around the world. So this one here is about a person who lives a life they hate. They have a job they hate or an ill-suited marriage or something. And so they live in this prison, but they don't want to break out of that prison. It's a self-made prison because of, they don't want to leave because of the kids, the job, the benefits or whatever. And this piece over here, this is actually a girl smoking crack cocaine. Now, it's not something that somebody would want in their home, but I have a cousin who works in the Detroit juvenile system, and she says young girls come in every day like this, pregnant crack addicts. So this one's called Life Sentence. And anyway, it's a kind of a dramatic piece. And then a lot of the other stuff that I do are just lighthearted. You know, this was a tribute to rhinoceros because they're leaving the planet here quickly. The western black rhino just went extinct. And so this is made of concrete and steel. It's all foam filled. Wow. And the horns and the tail and the toes are made of steel, and the rest is concrete.
Now, Connie, you're the chair here, and we're talking how this gallery kind of gives back. Talk to me about that.
Right. We have a program called Art Gives Back, where we pick 3 different organizations a year and then donate money to those organizations. And it's just a really nice way for this group to be able to give back to those different organizations, and we'll pick a piece that we have made and donate the proceeds of it to that organization. And then once every 4 months, we give a check to that organization. Coming up next year is the Methodist Free Store, the J.J. Pack Group, and the Women's Shelter. And we've had different groups over the past 2 years that we've donated to the YMCA, and it's all been just a wonderful thing, and it's fun and to be able to give back.
Yeah, and one more thing, giving back here. I know, Earl, we can go over here to your tree, how you make these trees, and how people can stop by and buy these ribbons to put on the tree. Talk to me about this.
Well, it started out, I read an article by Christy Black in the Mining Journal, and after I read the article, I happened to notice a little caricature of a tree, and since I do a lot of tree fixtures and stuff, and I noticed that little caricature, I thought, well, I could make a tree with ribbons on it as well. And so that's where I got the idea. Each one of these tiers has 19 ribbons on it, and each ribbon represents a $5 donation. So we've sold over 300 ribbons so far, and we have 2 tiers filled. I'm going to go out tomorrow and add another tier so people can watch the tree grow as their donations come in.
And people can come in here and pay to donate for that, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, thank you, Earl. Thank you, Connie. Stay with us, reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson, and we'll be back with more of your TV6 Morning News after the break.